challenging is the run game for you with all the stuff that's going on?
Week to week, it's always different. Some weeks are easier than others, but it's a good challenge. But by the end of the week, I mean, once Sunday gets here, or Thursday in this case, you have it down.
With last week in particular, where especially, well, not just the first drive throughout the game, in practices, are guys ever crashing into each other? What's it like?
Not crashing into. We've had a couple close calls with all the motions and stuff you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's all about timing with the snap and all that, and getting guys in good positions, and the receivers have to be on their little details with all that stuff. But we got a good group of guys for that.
After watching the film, Emmanuel said he didn't think he made any mistakes. But what'd you make of his first performance here?
I thought it was really good. I mean, I really didn't have any issues in the huddle with the play calls and things like that. I'm sure things will come up. Week to week, we add new things every week, so it'll be difficult. But he did a great job in there.
How quickly can you develop trust with a receiver, whether it's him or anybody else, when it comes to being able to know that he's going to be at a certain spot at a crucial down, like third down or something?
I don't think there's a set time, specifically. I think it's more just a feel thing. The more you work together, the more reps you get at it. Just talking, being on the same page, all those things play a role in it.
You and George are, I think, 15 for 15 on third down connect this year. What is it that works so well with that combination on third down?
Trust is a big part of it. It is just trusting that he's going to be in the right spot, him trusting me that I'm going to throw the right ball on time, and just there's so many reps and plays that go into that over the course of the time it just equals good results.
2 weeks ago, an element of picking up where you left off. I mean, you missed a chunk of time there, obviously, from last season. How did you kind of get that back so quick?
I don't think it was anything specific. I think it was just hard work, putting in the reps in the off season, training camp, OTAs, whatever it is. I think all those just add up over time.
2 weeks ago, Kyle seemed pretty confident that Joe Staley was going to be returning for this Thursday night game, but now it's not really looking as great. Categorize him as doubtful. Mm-hmm. How disappointing is that to not get such a veteran talent back on that offensive line? But in the same token, how confident are you in the existing group and two rookies that are in there kind of battling it out right now?
Yeah, well, you always want to get guys back healthy. That's obviously part of the season. But like you said, the two young guys have stepped up really well. I thought Justin and Dan this week, the same as the weeks before, did a great job. You really don't notice those guys so much, but whenever you get a chance to bring guys back healthy, it's always a good thing for the team.
Did you prepare to face Patrick Peterson when you're making your first start for the Patriots? And what part of aspect of it as a quarterback do you want to challenge somebody so highly regarded?
Yeah, you have to pick your spots. He's as talented as they come, savvy. He's got eyes on the quarterback most of the time, so he does all the right things, and just got to pick your spots. I guess you can't overdo it, but at the same time you don't want to never attack him.
Did you attack him that first start?
I think we had a couple. Yeah, talking a long time ago now here.
Kind of a couple years ago, you were acquired at the trade deadline. What are your memories of that day, and how it's kind of changed your career?
Yeah, it happened fast. I was got a call about 6 o'clock probably Eastern time, and then 5 a.m. the next morning I was flying out here. So it was a whirlwind, but everything's worked out pretty well since then. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Kind of going back to the running game, when Staley, McGlinchey, and Juszczyk all went out, a lot of people expected the run game to kind of suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that didn't happen against Carolina, 200 rushing yards, third time this season. Considering how intact that running game has stayed, does that give you, how encouraging is that you guys are going to be getting the troops back and reinforcing some of that running game again?
Yeah, I think it's part of the coaches and players, working together. Coaches putting together a great game plan, kind of keeping the defense guessing, and then us going out and executing it. And I think the coaches have put us in a great position every week, in the run game especially, to be successful. And at the end of the day, it's just whoever's in there, you got to do your job and go execute. And I think we've done a good job of that.
A lot of fires in the area, people with power outages. It's complicated days here in the Bay Area. How would you describe the vibe in the stadium with the fans and all that happened? And how do you feed off of that? How does it impact your game?
Yeah, well, I got my power shut off the night of the game, actually. When I got home, it was off. So that was a little weird at first. But, yeah, it's the vibe of the stadium was unreal, though. The faithful were rocking. Third downs were loud. And, just all those situations. We get smart fans, and, they help us out there.
How did you deal with the power outage? And is it out again, or is it coming out again? Do you know?
No, it went back on later than it was out for a couple hours. It actually ended up going back on, but it was not what we expected. But a little threw the family for a curveball.
Kittle said, I think it was last week, that he messes with you sometimes on the field, saying like he didn't get the play call or anything like that. Are there any points where you need to tell him like, hey, knock it off, let's be serious, or does that help you? Does that help you sort of keep things light during the game?
Well, he's picked his spots correctly, so he doesn't do it when it's like a huge crucial point. But yeah, George, he is who he is, and he's not gonna hide it. So you love having a guy out there like that, though. Keep it light, keep everyone having fun.
He's keeping track of your perfect, I think, rating on third downs to him. Is that something that you guys talk about? And I'm guessing he keeps it serious during those third down moments since it's been working so well.
He's reminded me a couple times of that. Yeah, I didn't know about it until he told me about it the other day. But it's just a lot of hard work being put together with all the reps that we've done, talk and be on the same page. I mean, we talk about routes all the time, just whether in the locker room or whatever it is. And I think all that stuff adds up.
Trent Boston said that it appeared that you guys knew what they were aligned at before the play even happened, and it was they couldn't stop you guys. Was that your mindset? What are you seeing? How do you break it down? How slow is the game for you now?
It's slowing down. I think that's always a good thing when you're trending in that direction. But I thought whether Kyle was getting us into the right play, whether guys were just executing across the board. I mean, things were clicking on Sunday, and so that's what you want to do every week, keep the defense guessing.
A lot of times on the runs, you're obviously carrying out fakes, and then it seems like a lot of times the fakes, the guy's wide open if it had been a pass. I assume you can tweak the play so it is a pass, but are there times where then you go back, or Kyle, you get together and say, hey, that actually would have worked if we did this?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because you see it on the film and you're like, hey, we could do this, this, and this, but there's an element to it of the ball's already handed off. Maybe the defender saw it and followed the run instead of staying with his guy. So you have to be pick your spots, I guess, with that stuff.
Some of those shovels, it seems like there's almost a gasp in the stadium because the defender will get in there and it's just so perfectly designed that it works out, but it seems like it's always a super tight window. How long does it take you to sort of get comfortable with those types of plays?
Nothing crazy. I think just doing the reps. And we've had OTAs, training camp, and now a couple weeks in the season and everything. I think it's just getting on the same page with that one specific, the running backs, just the timing element of it. But I think when you have a good group like we have, it's easy.
Favre was in the building on Sunday. Spent a lot of time with George. Did you get a chance to talk with him at all? And if so, what was that experience like?
Yeah. I got pregame. I saw him out on the field, so went over and said hi. Awesome guy. Just still a jokester. He was cracking jokes and stuff. Just easy guy to talk to, easy guy to be around. He's he's one of the best for a reason.
A lot of these games, you are not being discussed. It's the defense, it's the running game, it's both of those things. I assume you're okay with this.
I'm all right with being undefeated, yeah.
Fine. But, is it weird? There's so much discussion generally around the quarterback, particularly around you this summer. Is it different? And, is there, I don't know, just a weird feeling kind of being, I don't know, a caretaker?
I wouldn't say it's a weird feeling. It's a great feeling being, in the position that we're in. And so, as a quarterback, just try to put guys in position to be successful, get them the ball, let them make plays in space, and let them take care of the rest.
Jimmy, new season, new team, but how much do you guys bring up, or will you even talk about the fact you haven't beaten this team in, I think, 8 straight games?
I didn't even know that. So, like you said, though, new season, new team, can't really worry about the past and everything, but, yeah, we'd love to break that streak.
When you see what your defense has done to opposing,
Say it again, sorry.
When you see what your defense has done to opposing quarterbacks lately, are there times when you're watching a game and you just kind of breathe a sigh of relief that you don't have to?
Well, I got to experience it in training camp and things like that, so I got my fair share of it. But yeah, it's as a quarterback when you're on the sideline and you just see the whole D line in the backfield and quarterback having 1 second to throw the ball. It's a good feeling as long as you're not the one out there.
All right, folks.
All right. Thanks, guys.